This episode of ZapRoot brought to you by Friday the 13th, in theaters February 13th.
This is Jessica Wlliamson, and you're watching ZapRoot. Turns out not only is Google making you stupider, but it is also destroying the planet. The Times of London recently reported that all the Googling, Twittering, and Second Lifing can add up. Wissner-Gross, a Harvard University physicist who will soon release research on the subject, told the Times that a Google search generates about 0.7 grams of CO2, meaning that 2 searches is basically enough energy to boil a kettle of tea. Go figure, the British measuring everything in tea. Wissner-Gross suggests that because Google's infrastructure is built for speed, when you search, it sends your request to the fastest server, not the most efficient one. And with all those billions of searches, that can add up. Google quickly responded and said that a single search actually only makes 0.2 grams of CO2, though several other carbon counters have estimates ranging from 1 gram to 10 grams per search. But these take into account whether or not you have to turn your computer on, what kind of computer you're using, and whether or not you're running other sorts of programs like Second Life. Nicholas Carr, author of The Big Switch, calculates that maintaining an avatar in Second Life requires as much electricity as your average Brazilian. Not that Brazilian, you pervert. This one. So sure, yeah, quit Second Life, but why single out Google, who donates over $45 million a year to reducing carbon emissions and invest in research into alternative energy? We like the Times video correspondent Mike Harvey's idea of doing offsets. Since breathing emits carbon, why don't we just hold our breath while doing searches? As it turns out, recessions are no good for recycling either. After recycled materials traded at an all-time high in 2008, today you're going to have a hard time selling the stuff because the recycling market has gone bust. Jerry Powell, editor of Resource Recycling, told Popular Mechanics that recycled materials had lost about 3/4 of their value. Basically, since the manufacture of goods has plummeted, the demand for material has also decreased significantly. Bruce Savage, spokesman for the Institute of Scrap Recycling Industries and winner of Best Porn Star Name Award, told the Sacramento Bee that a lot of the material was going to China to make boxes for all the things that they were shipping back to the United States. And when they're not producing products, they don't need packaging materials. There are literally no buyers for this stuff, leading to Wall-E-sized mountains of recyclables. This is bad because it's a health hazard. It will lead to recyclables ending up in landfills, and it's going to cost you money because your garbage pickup rates are going to go up. On the bright side, maybe you could just keep the stuff and get creative and build a beer bottle house, or a beer can house, or a beer bottle based solar hot water heater, or a beer can bikini, or a beer can car. Are you seeing a trend here?
Rated R starts Friday, February 13th.
While researching stories for ZapRoot, we come across a lot of strange stuff. So we thought we'd collect it all in a new segment that we're calling That's Just Weird. And folks, it's all true. An environmental protester tried to superglue himself to Gordon Brown. Bette Midler stopped touring for the sake of the planet. Unfortunately, not your ears. And remember, shoplifters will be composted. The open source food movement means leaving your leftovers on top of trash cans. Rodents protested by saying, "You're making this all too easy." Honeybees on cocaine dance faster. Big surprise. Some mushrooms naturally glow in the dark, and that's before you start eating them. Animals like this primate, which they thought was extinct, this colossal squid, which we've never seen before, and this brand new blood-sucking moth, were all caught. A giant crystal cave was found in Mexico, and if you want to get there, you can follow the scent of patchouli to the drum circle of hippies that is forming as we speak. Okay, quick, which is older? One of these McDonald's hamburgers is 12 years old. A town in England was buried in 6 feet of hailstones. Living flesh was created in a lab, and Michael Jackson is reportedly pissed at being upstaged. And the guy tried to run his biodiesel car off of human liposuction fat, with mixed results. Thanks for watching, and remember you can always turn your fat into fuel at ZapRoot.com. Hey YouTube user, you should subscribe. The button is right over here. Seriously, this button's all over the place.